So the thing I want to talk about is how badly you want it, right? So how with whatever you're kind of striving for, endeavoring to do, how badly you want it, right? Because the simple part of this that we all kind of know is that there are stumbling blocks, there are obstacles, you know what I mean? Challenges, right? A million ways to say it. We all know it. Like, I don't have to tell you. They're like, no, nothing comes easily, right? And the harder, kind of the grander your vision, the harder it's going to be. That part might take a little more inference to kind of understand, but the I think a lot of people kind of fail. I think they kind of subconsciously understand that, but consciously don't harness it as much. That, yeah, indeed, as the the I don't know, the grandeur, the greatness sort of the vision, as it increases, so does the level of difficulty. So it's basically just, I've used that Gary Vee analogy before about, like, if you want to build one of the biggest businesses in the world, it's going to almost break you to do it, and it's going to take a lifetime. It can be done, but it's going to be inconceivably hard. So there is that part as well, that you have to really accept, and that's the kind of the embrace the suck mentality. You have to embrace the suck and embrace the fact that the more you want, the harder it's going to be. It's just simple. Like, if you want to be the next Kobe Bryant, the next Michael Jordan, you honestly can do it. Probably provided that you've been blessed with some of that natural DNA. But you absolutely can do it with the work. But you're gonna have to understand that it's gonna be next to impossible. And if you waver, if you don't do everything right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, a million technicalities, but it won't happen. Like, if you don't put in the absolute, not even 100% work, it's gonna take 100. I don't even know, whatever's over 100%, you know what I mean? Something like that takes inconceivable amounts of work, and you just have to remember that as part of that's kind of the initial, like, that's not even what I really want to talk about, but that's like the initial sort of just foundation of how badly you want something, to understand what you have to do in order to achieve it. Like, right, this is like really simple, that I don't even have to probably tell you guys. Understanding what you've got to do to get there, and then doing it and executing it, and just going, and never ever wavering, never ever compromising, no matter how dark it gets. I talk a lot about being the light in the midst of the darkness, all of that, and understanding that you've got to go all the way to the end, no matter what, and do what it takes. So that's kind of the easy part of how bad you want it. I think the part I want to talk about is something that goes less understood, and this is sort of one of those subconscious things kind of that rides in the back of your mind, but that we don't tend to be super aware of, and that is that it's all based on a certain premise. So any goal has a certain premise that it's founded upon, which is like the nature of the goal itself and how it relates to you. And so what I mean by that, to kind of make it simple, is your goal, is what you are striving for, is it true to you? Is it what you are meant to be doing? Is it what you truly in your heart want? Not what you think you want because your parents told you, not because a big one is societal acceptance, guys, and I can't blame. It's like, I did it once upon a time. Like, it's very hard to blame an individual for that, because I'm not trying to become like, Sigmund Freud and psychoanalysis, this whole thing, but there's in a way we have to fit in a way, like not fitting in makes our lives incredibly difficult. And I'm not saying that is an excuse not to walk the hard path, but it's very understandable why people want to be societally accepted. And a lot of times that's why people are not walking their path of truth. It's very simple. And I'm not going to really get into that, kind of a topic unto itself, but I will say that it's really not acceptable. You have to be you unapologetically, unconditionally, no fucking matter what. But it is very understandable why people walk the path of societal acceptance rather than the path of their truth, because it's very hard not to fit in. It's very, very hard to go against the grain. It's next to impossible at times. Again, talking about kind of the degree of aspiration, again, like with the Gary Vee example I use, like it's all about kind of the degree, but going against the grain is really fucking hard. Again, sometimes next to impossible. But with that said, it all starts with understanding what you're doing, and understanding that hopefully that goal, that aspiration of yours, is true to you. And if it is this goes into sort of the ethereal, aspect of the soul, almost like it's just beyond, again, it's beyond society. It's beyond what we're told. It's beyond anything that you can see. It's sight beyond sight that I'll talk about a lot, and I'm sure I've said that sometime in these first 4 or 5 videos, whatever. It's sight beyond sight. It's being able to see what you can't see. And as long as you know, in here, as long as you know, and I'm not being cliche, guys, seriously, this is the seed of truth. This is the voice of truth. And as long as this tells you where you need to go, as long as you can hear it, it's never going to lead you astray. Let me try to reemphasize that. As long as you listen to this voice right here, this voice of truth inside of you, you will never go astray. And so that's how your goal has to be founded. That's how, whatever the hell path in life you're walking, that's how you find it. That's how you come to understand it, and that's how you know you're doing the right thing. And that's where we come back to how badly you want it. When you encounter those days of it's too hard, it's too dark, and again, guys, like, it's very possible there are days where it seems like you won't make it out. It's not only possible, but it's very likely, again, especially depending on the kind of the harder the nature of the thing you're going for. Those days will come, and then here's the point: when those days do come, that's when you have your kind of fallback. You can kind of put on your safety, so to speak, and know, because of this voice here, you can know that what you're doing is right. And that's where your drive, the how bad do you want it, will kick in, because you can honestly, in the deepest, truest part of your being, you can honestly tell yourself that no matter what happens, this is what I'm supposed to do. Absolutely, unequivocally, no questions asked, this is what I'm supposed to do. It doesn't matter how hard it is. This is more than what I want. This is my duty. That's one of those I want to re-emphasize again. That this is your duty. This is not a matter of desire. You have not chosen this path. This is your destiny. That's the thing about this voice. It will tell you not what you want. I might have thrown that word around loosely. It's not about what you want. This voice tells you what you need. It's telling you what you need for the sustenance of your soul. I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be cliche, and I'm not trying to over-exaggerate. I'm not being hyperbolic. This voice is telling you what you need to feed the truth of your life. And so on those darkest of days, that's how you know. Because it's not a matter of what you want. It is a matter of what you need, what you have to do. Your soul, your truth, your heart has spoken to you. And you know what you have to do. It's not a question. It can't be in question. The reason, when you ask yourself, how badly do I want it? And you can hear that voice, the reason why you know how badly you want it is, with everything in the world, is because it is everything in the world. That task at hand for you that fulfills this heart, this soul, this one truth inside of you, it is everything. And so you want it with everything. There can be no questions. It's that simple. People will talk about dreams, and people don't understand what dreams really are. They mislabel them, they misconnotate them. Dreams are not the things of children. Dreams are not the things of, they're not playthings. Dreams are the yet unmanifested. Dreams are the most real thing in the entire universe. But people will label them as unreal because they have not yet been manifested. Because something is not manifested does not make it real. The thing about reality is in essence. Essence, the truth, the form of something, like if you guys are at all familiar with Plato's forms, the form of something cannot be altered. The essence, the truest nature or the truest essence of something cannot be changed. It is only a matter of manifestation. It is only a matter of making it real, like with a lowercase r, but its capital R reality never changes. That dream, that truth that is inside of you, when people talk about dreams, when you hear that word, what it really is truth. That dream, that truth that is inside of you is the realest thing in the world. You just haven't manifested it yet. You just haven't manifested it yet, that's all. And so on the days where it's the hardest and where you just ain't got shit left and where you don't know, you don't think you can keep going, the way you keep going is because you have to. Because you don't have a choice. Because if you don't fulfill that truth, your life is meaningless. It is the only thing that makes the heart inside of you truly beat. Do not quit, guys. Do not quit. Do not question. Do not waver. We don't have a choice. We have to. And that's how you know how badly you want it. Truly Spartan.